So this year, I made it a mission to learn how to make meat pies. Listen, I love meat pies. Just didn't know how to make it. And I gotta say, I'm ending 2020 with making one of my best meat pies. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. They turned out amazing, and let's learn how I did it. On my table, I have some ground pork, some peppers, batter, and this is the brand I was advised to use, and some flour. I later on added some onions, but it's not on my table, so yes, I just had to point that out. I'm going to get started by cleaning my peppers and chopping them up. I chopped them up pretty thin, just because I don't want it too chunky in my mix. So if you know me, you know how much I love meat pies. And my goal has always been to be able to make it myself. And sometimes to learn how to make the best recipes, you really have to find people that make it the best. So I enlisted one of my grandmas who happens to be a caterer. Well, she's not anymore, but she used to be a caterer in Ghana. And I was honored that she would stop by and teach me how to make meat pie in my own kitchen. And you know what they say, once you learn in your kitchen, that's it. Let's keep going. On the fire, I have my saucepan. I've added in about 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil, and in goes my ground pork. The reason I use pork is because, for one, it tastes a lot better. And I tried beef and I just didn't like the taste of it. So, it's really preference. Go ahead and use, whatever ground meat works best for you, okay? And here I am going to cook the pork for about a minute, and then I'm going to go ahead and add in my onions because I want to steam the pork with the onions. Listen, I am not an expert at making meat pies. Let me just put it out there. So if you are watching and thinking, I make mine differently, that's okay. You can have the same recipes in different kitchens, okay? This is how I make mine, and I love it. In here, I have added some seasoned salt, and I just added in some rosemary. I just love the aroma of rosemary. I don't overload my meat pie, okay? I keep it very simple. You might see other recipes that has a lot more ingredients. Certainly it's preference, but this is how I prefer mine. I just added in some peppers, and next I added in some water to help steam my meat. Altogether, I steamed my meat for, I'd say, about 25 minutes. In the end, I added in 2 tablespoons of flour because I wanted to thicken the sauce around the pork. And this is what our finished product looks like. You can actually serve this with some rice for your kids. Very simple recipe. Next, we're going to work on our pie crust or dough. In my mixer, I am adding 2 cups of flour, and then I'm adding 2 sticks of batter. I am going to repeat the process, so in total, it is 4 cups of flour to 4 sticks of batter. Okay, so when Grandma showed me this process, she used her hands to make the pie crust. But don't forget, Grandma was a caterer, okay? Some of us, we just learn as we go. So throughout the year, I would make the crust with my hands. But I noticed that once the pie was ready, it was delicious. And then when it sat down for a little bit, it got really hard. And I think it was because, like Grandma had said, I probably played too much with the dough. And so as I went through the year, I remembered I had this mixer. And one day I just threw the flour into this mixer, pulsed it a little bit, right? Without touching the dough at all. And oh my God, was that the best decision? Yes, it was. Point is, do not play too much in your dough. I can just remember Grandma telling me that over and over again. Don't play too much in your dough, okay? Next, I am going to get some water, really cold water. Again, you want to make sure everything is cold. So when I took out the batter, I literally took it out when I was ready to make my crust. And as you can tell, I also have some really cold water and added in just about, I would say 2 tablespoons of water, just enough to help me shape my dough into balls. I am forming 2 balls because it's going to be a lot easy for me to roll it out. Once I'm done, I am going to put these in a clean foil and throw them into the refrigerator for about 30 minutes. Well, that's what I thought. Listen, I put this in for 30 minutes, went to play with the kids, and next thing I knew, it was the next day. But let me tell you, my pie still turned out amazing. So what I learned was you can actually keep your dough in your refrigerator overnight and it still turns out great. So it's the next day. I have everything laid out on my table. I have my baking pan laid out with some parchment paper. I have my flour. I have the pork mix that I made. I have an egg just to garnish my meat pies, and I have a rolling pin as well as a bowl to cut out my meat pie. Well, and I have a little helper as well. Jaden is in the kitchen with his mama. I took out one of the bowls. Again, I'm gonna keep everything in the fridge until I need it because I want it to stay cold, okay? I've cut up one of my bowls into halves because I don't want to play too much with my dough. I can just hear Grandma telling me that. So I'm going to cut it into half and just work with 1/2 of the dough. I have gone ahead and spread some flour on my working surface. This helps the dough not to stick. And listen, this is the part that makes my heart skip a beat. When the crust tears apart, this part would always make me nervous. But like they say, practice makes progress. The more I make this, the more I get comfortable, the more I know that even if the dough breaks apart, you can seal it up with some water, but just be gentle with that dough, okay? Making meat pie is a process. Just make sure you have a lot of patience and time. And with Jaden in the kitchen, you need a lot more patience because he plays too much. Okay, so I have my dough all rolled up. You will notice it is not too thin. I like to, have it a bit thicker. And then I'm going to cut it out with my bowl, fill it up with the pork filling, seal it up with some water, which I have in a glass somewhere on the table, and then fold it up and seal it. Listen, the first time is going to be daunting. I'm not going to lie, but with time, if I can make meat pies, you should definitely try making meat pies because I think you can do it. And it's a fun dish to make with the kids. You can get them involved. And it's delicious. I mean, who doesn't like meat pies? I know I do.
Wait.
I'm going to repeat the process again just to help you out. Again, sprinkle some flour on your working station. I'm going to take the pieces from the first roll out and I'm going to gently piece it together. Be gentle when you roll out. It's a bit frustrating sometimes because it feels like your dough tears apart, but just be gentle with it and you will notice it all comes together perfectly. And there we have it. It's a perfect cut out. Yes. Repeat the process. We are going to fill it with the filling. We're going to seal it with some water. And then we are going to close it up and seal it with a fork. Okay? So there I go. Sealing it with my water halfway. Yep. And you will notice as I roll my crust, I spread out the meat so it is evenly spread. And then I seal it with a fork. Now take a look at that pie. That's a perfect pie, people. If I may say so myself. Now this took months of practice, but like anything else, practice, they say, makes progress. Repeat until all of your dough is rolled out and formed into a pie. Okay, so let me teach you guys a quick trick that I learned. When you roll out your pie and your pie breaks apart, you can just add a little bit of water to the area that's broken, add a little bit of the pie dough and roll it over that area just like I just did. And that helps seal up any cracks that you have in your pie, okay? So today is Christmas Day. I want to wish all of you a Merry Christmas. If you don't celebrate Christmas, happy holidays. Make sure you take some time off to enjoy, time with your family, reflect on 2020, and just look forward to 2021. I mean, I know I'm ready for 2021. My God, what a year it has been. 2020, we will see you never again. But on a serious note, make sure you get some rest. Make sure you rest that brain. Cook yourself a good meal and just enjoy. If you don't have family around you, grab some, movies, cook yourself some recipes, and just spend some quality time with yourself. You need it. And to every one of you who has supported my channel this year, thank you. I really do appreciate each one of you. I am grateful for each one of you. You don't have to watch my videos or support, and the fact that you choose to do it, I am honored. So thank you for being a part of my community. Be sure to hit the subscription button if you haven't already. Tell somebody about this channel. Spread the good news. And if you have any suggestions on, stuff that you would love to see on this channel, be sure to drop a comment. And yeah, thank you for supporting. It means a lot.
On the Meatpie, the microwave,
The ovens.
the ovens were just, the oven was doing dun dun dun, and we have to keep working on the we have to keep working. What do you call it?
On the meat pie.
We have to keep going on the meat pie
Okay.
before the microwave. Before the refrigerator oven will turn off.
Okay.
And
I am moving as fast as I can, right?
you see it turned off.
And that is our last pie. Well, Jaden is working on his, but this is my last pie. And yeah, I'm excited. And look at that tray of pies. Listen, when I started making pies, they looked nothing like this. They tasted good, but listen, we've come a long way. I'm gonna go ahead and make some holes in my pie. This allows for the pies to bake evenly, and also importantly, any steam can escape through the holes, and the pie doesn't puff up. So yeah. My oven is on. It has preheated to 325 degrees Fahrenheit. I later on increased it to about 375 just to brown it up a little bit.
Is that your meat pie?
We are waiting on our pie. Jaden is still working on his
really
pie.
Good, but how are you gonna pick it up? It's a little tight on the table. What do you think?
Can you help me make my meat pie?
Sure, I sure can.
And there we have it. After 20 minutes, look at our pie. Just keep an eye on your pie. You don't want it to be too brown unless you want it brown. Just keep an eye on it to make sure you don't burn it. But this is our final product. It was absolutely delicious. And I am really proud of my work. 2020 has taught me that, anything is possible if you put your mind to it. Somebody might say, oh, it's just making meat pie. But there's a lesson to be learned. I enjoyed this with some homemade Sobolo drink, which is really necessary during times like these. And yeah. Thank you for tuning in. As always, I am thankful for you guys. And hey, be kind and listen. Listen to one another because it makes a whole lot of difference. Be safe out there and Merry Christmas. I wish you, your family, your friends the very best in 2021. Thank you.